Finding an activity to do with your child that challenges and pushes you both to be better, that builds character, and is something you can learn together is a fantastic thing.
At Okami Kai Martial Arts and Fitness, we thrive on positive feedback from our students, so you can just imagine how happy we were to hear from Jessica and her daughters as they gave their thoughts about our classes.
Classes are always fun, and I always learn something new.
Fun and learning, all while getting out and getting active. That's one of our goals, and according to these amazing ladies, we're doing our job and doing it well.
I see the excitement and the joy that they have to go to class to learn and improve.
Contact us today to find out what everyone is talking about. Our family can't wait to meet your family.
Okami Kai is my favorite place to be.
Okami Kai Martial Arts and Fitness. Check us out at okamikai.com.
Everything is my favorite thing to do in class.
Welcome to the Okami Kai Chronicles. Today I have the honor of introducing someone truly special, Hanshi John Therien. Hanshi is a 9th degree black belt, and this November at Capital Conquest, he'll be promoted to 10th Dan. That kind of milestone isn't just rare, it's historic. Over his career, Hanshi has taught thousands of students across the globe. He's influenced generations, not just with his skill, but with his humility, leadership, and ability to connect with people. When you train with him, you don't just see a martial artist, you see a mentor, a leader, and a friend. And here's the best part. Hanshi Therien is coming to Okami Kai on September 19th. He'll be teaching 2 seminars right here in our dojo. One for kids at 5:30 p.m. and one for teens and adults at 6:30 p.m. And yes, beginners are absolutely welcome. Whether you're brand new or have been training for years, this is your chance to learn from one of the greats. For me personally, this isn't just another guest on the podcast. Hanshi is a respected and cherished friend, someone I've admired for years, and someone whose teaching continues to inspire me and countless others. So, as you listen to this conversation, pay attention not only to the knowledge he shares, but to the heart behind it. Hanshi embodies the lifelong spirit of martial arts, always learning, always giving, always teaching. Here's my conversation with Hanshi John Therien. I'm so excited about this episode. Anytime I get to talk to Hanshi John Therien is an absolute thrill, and we are so excited that you, sir, are coming back once again to our dojo. Thank you so much for being such an influential part in both my life and also our dojo's life. I can pinpoint moments where you either were a game changer in pumping me up or inspiring me or even just motivating me to be a better teacher. I'm so glad you're coming.
Well, I'll tell you what. First of all, let me say thank you for inviting me. I get a fair amount of invitation to do seminars, and my schedule does not permit me to do too many of them. Maybe it's the schedule, and I look at everything in the distance, also to travel. So I try to go to Europe a couple of times a year, and I do what I have to do over there. And then if we look, and I say locally, I'll talk about Canada and USA. I'll do a couple in the States, and then I'll do 4 or 5 in Canada, and that's it. But I love to go to Uxbridge. I've been going to your area to do a seminar, must be about 25, 30 years now. And I remember one time I took the train, and you picked me up, and the train was late. And we told one of the young kids a little story about the train. Said they were stuck, and Hanshi had to push the train all the way to Oshawa, and we picked them up. But I remember those stories. So one day when I do my special book, a lot of it is going to be done on some of the seminars. Your students are fantastic. When you give, you reap. I go there and I try to pump everybody up. I bring some good techniques. I bring some sweat equity, but I bring a lot of energy and a lot of love to those people. The parents are on the side bringing their kids to put a class with me on a Friday night. To me, that's big, so I have to deliver. And I'm preparing some great classes for Okami Kai because it's going to be a fun night again. And I'm teaching at 5:30. I'll be driving from Ottawa, getting there to be the first class at 5:30 with the kids. And
so no pushing the train this time.
No, because I'm not as strong as I used to be, you see. So now I run next to the train. But then we'll be adults and teens. It's going to be a fantastic. So don't miss it. To all the people who were there last year, I hope to see you again, and bring a friend. Bring a friend. The dojo is beautiful. It's big. We have lots of space.
There are some people that are listening to this now because we are entering fall registration season. So we have new students that are just signing up with us. Can you, and I know you're not a big fan of talking about yourself, but just maybe a little brief synopsis. How did you start getting to martial arts? What was your big motivation for training?
For me?
Yeah.
Well, first, look, I started training 64 years ago. I went to judo. Then the instructor disappeared on me. Then I did a bit of amateur boxing, then karate with some of my friends that were excellent. Then I did one class of jiu-jitsu and it hooked me. And I'm there ever since. But what gets me to train is the beauty and the benefits physically and mentally. Learning something in life is great. Like you said, you're going to have some new students, people that just starting out in a few weeks from now, they're going to be on the mat with me. Well, I guarantee that they're going to have as much fun and learn as much as somebody who's a black belt in the following classes, because I gear my classes to them what I feel for myself. When I'm teaching, it's a reflection of how I did train. We always train hard. We always delivered the goods. We put it, one of my favorite words is sweat equity, and we put a lot of sweat equity into everything, but in a fun way so that people can learn something. And I'll tell you that 10% of what I teach people will remember. And that's big in a class that is completely new on stuff, but they will remember the fun, the energy, the dynamics of the classes at 100%. So to me, I prepare my classes accordingly. I want to see the little guy and the bigger guy and the kids, that the beginner and then the advanced belt, that they will also learn something, but that they will have fun. They will have the Hanshi energy and the Hanshi fun. I guarantee it.
We've been running, actually coming up this week, it'll be 26 years that our dojo's been running, but we have new students. We have younger students that are in the martial arts. I'm going to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind, to draw towards them. So one thing I would ask is, what would you tell somebody who needs to be motivated to stay with martial arts? What is something that you could say that might inspire somebody who's just either gotten involved or has been involved for a while and just needs that little extra incentive?
Well, let's break it down. First of all, you can do martial arts at any age. You can start training. Look at Norm Beauchamp. He's 69 years old. He started training with me, he was 15 years old. Jean-Yves Thériault was 17 years old. He's 71 there very soon. He's still training. So you can do what you want to do. And in martial arts, you get a reward because you know what level you're going to be. You start as a white belt, you get a stripe, you get another stripe, another one, then boom, exam, yellow belt. So you could stay in the martial arts because the benefits of fitness, the benefits of feeling the respect that you bring and the comradeship that you have with other students. You know, for the older guys, there was a program on TV called Cheers, where everybody knew your name. You know, it was part of the slogan, and somebody would walk in and go, "Hey, Norm," and everybody would know him. Well, the martial arts is a family. Look, my grandkids play baseball. Very good at, as a matter of fact. And it's a great sport. I learned baseball because of them. My two sons played hockey. Now, I played softball or fastball. I played hockey. I don't play hockey anymore. I don't play fastball. I played bowling, playing pool, you know, I played some tennis, a little bit of pickleball. But nothing brings the martial arts home to me, into my heart, more than any other sport. It's the martial arts. If you do martial arts, don't try when you're 19 years old and you're a competitor in martial arts because you want to be the best in competition. Well, that's another story. Now you got to devote a lot of time and effort, but 99% of us do martial arts because we love it. That's why they go to a good school. I can say to anybody listening to this, Uxbridge, Okami Kai is a very good school. You feel welcome when you go in. The people are nice. The instruction is very good. There's nothing not to like. And it's an hour twice a week, 3 times a week. You will reap so much benefit from it that you don't want to stop. You play hockey, it's a tough game. It's a very expensive game. You buy a pair of skates now, it must be close to between $700 and $1,000 for the skate, $200-$300 for a stick. You miss your shot, you say, damn, boom, you break the stick, $300. Martial art is nothing in price compared to most of the other sports, and you get more benefits out of it. So that to me is the drive for the new people and those that have never done martial arts or you're just starting out. I'm going to say something here, and next year, if I go back to Uxbridge, which I plan to in 2026, come and tell me that you heard this interview and I was right, because you're still there. You will like the martial arts. And if you've never done it, give it a shot. Try it. First of all, nobody's going to punch you or kick you. You're going to learn nice things. You're going to learn forms. You're going to learn self-defense. You will have a good time. And next year, come and tell me why you're still there. And the question is thrown back at you.
I think you touched on something. You're not playing softball anymore, and you're staying dedicated to martial arts. So as you're aging, has your training regimen changed?
Yes. I'm going to be 77 years old. So there's things like doing a lot of powerful throws. Well, I don't get thrown as much anymore, but it's sometimes fine, but not as much. But what I have to do is work on strength. So I do strength training. I train with Greg Pollock, who's the gladiator trainer, very, very good trainer, because you need to have a little bit of that. I do my jiu-jitsu. When I teach, I'm all in. I cannot give you 10%. I give you 100%. Then for my jiu-jitsu, it's like I do it once a week. I do an hour of jiu-jitsu training, but I slow it down. It's just to keep my timing a little bit sharp. I've had carpal tunnel surgery, so sometimes, and it's been almost a year, it's coming back. But the bottom line is that at my age, and the same for you, Scott, martial arts is a way of life. This is what we do. It's a way of life. If my name was Paul McCartney, I'd have more money. I'd play music and I'd sing and I'd be on the road. And he doesn't need to do that. He's worth a couple of $1 billion, but he still loves to be there and singing some of the old songs and maybe some of the new songs. Well, I still do some of the old techniques and some of the new techniques. I don't have that kind of money, but I have that kind of love for what I do. And that is the way of life. I had a talk in Lévis, Quebec, last May with the Minister of Education in the province of Quebec. And he came to see the show. And there was little people and adults. And he was so excited with that, so excited. And he's sitting next to me, and I told him one thing, and I believe in this so much. I said, if you can speak to your government and have martial arts training, have one or two person to hire them to make sure they're good, or nice people to go with the program. And if they teach in grade school from grade 1 to grade 6, maybe grade 8, this country of ours would be a better place to live in, because we do develop a lot of great positive thing, and it becomes with the way of life. Somebody asked me one time, they said, have you ever used your jiu-jitsu outside of the dojo? I said, every day. They said, every day? Yeah, I make my bed in the morning. I wash the dishes. That's discipline. And that's respect for my house and for what I do. It's all there. So way of life. But you don't start and say, I'm going to have a way of life. You start by learning a little bit more. And the first thing you know, it becomes a way of life for you. So good luck to all the new kids and the new adults. Try it and let me know how it goes.
So fun fact, I know maybe you've changed it since then, but I think it was about a year ago we were at your place and we heard your ringtone on your phone, and it was help, because so many people phone you looking for help. And so because of that, I changed my ringtone. So when you call my phone, I get by with a little help from my friends. So I'm so glad that my friend's coming here.
Yeah, that is good. By the way, I still have that ringtone, help. It was Terry Lynn who put it on. First, I love the Beatles, and secondly, it's true. But I like this one. I get by with a little help from my friend. We are all getting by with a little help from our friends. Martial arts, it's not just a take. We give a lot, and we get a lot.
I'm looking forward to seeing you, my friend, September 19th. Thank you.
Hey,
Hanshi.
everybody, make sure you're there on the 19th. Okay? And bring a friend. See you soon.
This has been a Campsall Broadcasting production. If you're worried that the classes with Hanshi will be too intense, well, unlike Paul McCartney, his show isn't going to last 3 hours. So get ready to twist and shout, hold someone's hand, and don't complain when it's over that you missed something yesterday.